Hello, everyone. This is Jackie Murray with Ask a Tech Teacher. I'm your guide through these 32 lessons in the Structured Learning Technology curriculum for fourth grade. We're on lesson 6, which is Digital Citizenship. This is one of those lessons I mentioned earlier in the year that is spread throughout the year. So where you could spend an entire lesson on it today, that would be fine to introduce the idea and watch some videos, that sort of thing. But it's also, you revisit it every time students go on the internet to remind them of the right way that they are to be digital citizenships. It comes with its rights and responsibilities. Fourth grade, there's a few more topics than there were in earlier grades that you're going to cover. We'll get to that in a minute. So vocabulary, I don't know, cyberbully is probably pretty common. Fair use might be a new term. Netiquette, I don't know, plagiarism, social media, texting, virus. All of these might not, but make sure that students are starting to think about these. They should know all of these this year. They all relate to concepts that fourth graders need to understand about digital citizenship. Problem solving, these aren't all images on Google free. I'm anonymous, isn't that safe? Why doesn't fair use cover everything when I'm a student? These are good questions for digital citizenship. So make sure you cover them with them. And you will they'll come up when you're discussing those topics, and then just revisit them. Students take, 6 times to believe something. The first time they don't hear you, the second time they don't believe you, and it works its way up. So just because you say once, you can't use Google Images unless you can't just use any Google image you see. They don't even hear you because they've always used any Google image they wanted. And the second time, they just don't even believe you. By the third time, they're going, you keep telling me this. What are you talking about? So you have to keep reinforcing it till they're finally listening to you, and then follow through. If they use a Google image or they are a cyberbully, then you follow through with the correct results of that action. Okay, digital footprint, digital rights and responsibilities. These might be new. They certainly are familiar with citizenship, cyberbullying, privacy, plagiarism. Okay. Essential question, how do I use technology efficiently to communicate? And safely, I could put that word in. How do I use it efficiently and safely to communicate? So they have to be good. There are digital rights and responsibilities that make that happen. So the answer, use online resources safely. So we're going to talk about how to do that. Assessments, there are a couple new ones. Complete their presentation, because now they're working on which one are they? They're on the problem solving board, aren't they? So I think that's what they're working on. And or maybe they haven't started it yet. But it's shared evidence of learning. They're once a month, you're going to ask them, how did you use the material you learned in class outside of class? And they're going to get 5 seconds to answer that question. And then you'll have the badge. And I think, badge like this, where they get to fill this out with the evidence that they used this outside of class, if you accept that they did. And so that's kind of a new one. And then good keyboarding habits, because they're going to do a couple keyboarding things today. Okay, so they're warmed up or on QWERTY row. Your review important keys quiz from last week. If you took it last week, whenever you do a quiz, make sure you review it the next week, because that gives you a chance to circle back on that concept and continue to let the students know these are important concepts. So now today they're going to take the blank keyboard quiz. Don't give them more than 10 minutes to do this, and do allow them to do it in pairs if you want, or groups of 3, probably no more than that. But they're going to fill this in. Sometimes I say just the letter keys. Sometimes when I think they know their stuff, I'll say more than the letter keys, the F row and the number row and all that stuff, because F row and number row actually really confuse them. So you decide, have them fill it in. They have their own copy here that they can use. They also have a copy in the student workbook, a larger one that they can use and fill in. So decide which one you want to use, have them use it. and then give them no more than 5 to 10 minutes. This is their benchmark, first one they've taken, so everyone's going to get 100% on it, but the next one they won't. So you want them to, this is more to inform them of their knowledge in this area. Remind them homework is due at the end of the month, and you're starting the problem solving board today. So if they aren't ready, very often if students aren't ready, forgot it was their turn, I do let them move it back if there's room later in the semester, the grading period. If there isn't, then they have to get up and do it. Now, that's a good thing because they learn how they act under stress without preparation. And they have to, you give them some hints, stand up, be as knowledgeable as possible, don't get goofy, don't apologize for yourself, give them those kinds of hints, but they have to do it. This is very valuable, and you're going to grade it, but it's not going to kill their grade, so they should have been prepared, right? Okay, so you're going to do that, and then you're going to move into digital citizenship. You have a lot of topics in 4th grade. Here's your list. So these are covered throughout the year. Whenever you come across them, have this pyramid on the wall so you can mark off when you're done. Just have one of the students go back and say, okay, we finished discussing cyberbullying, so would someone go back and mark our class name on that line so we know we're done. And then by the end of the year, you know exactly who's covered what throughout all the classes you teach, or if you just have your one class, if you're the classroom teacher, then you know all the topics you've covered, which is good. Then you give that to the 5th grade teacher, she knows what you covered. Okay, so you're gonna, I'm not gonna go through all the details on these, but you can see them. There's a lot of links for videos students can watch to support the topics. Lots of them. There's articles for you. So go through these a little bit at a time as they come up during the year, but make sure they come up. Make sure you cover all of them this year. Okay, whoever gets done early can be, maybe that's your person who's adjusting the class calendar. They can add the homework, make sure homework due dates is on there, and make sure presentation people are on there, that sort of thing. And I think, is there anything else on this? See, students have all this information right there too. They can mark it off here themselves in their own student workbook if you're using those. I think that's about it, guys. Oh, Google Earth next week. That's fun. All right. So let me know if you have any questions by adding a topic to the discussion board on our wiki. Be happy to help you. Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Bye.